here's episode 3. It's going to be another short one, but since I confirmed those measurements, I went and picked up a piece of MDF and I laid it all out on here and it fits. I fucked up a little bit down here because on the drawing it looked like this line was meant for that hole, but that line is just the center line of the crank, which isn't the center line of the bolt pattern for some reason, but it all makes sense, sorta. This hole has a dowel in it and it's threaded, which I found out, so that's important to know. I measured the how much that dowel protrudes so that I can drill a hole this size, like I did for all the bolts, and then come in from the back side and drill it to the size of the dowel, just 9 millimeters in, so that will be nice and sturdy. The way that I've done all this, because the EJ, oh you can see it up there, it has like a, I don't know what else to call it other than like a reveal. So the crank is recessed in the like bell housing, more or less. So my notebook here, I measured the EJ bell housing reveal, I don't know if there's a technical term for it, at 24.5 millimeters. So it pretty much has like a little bell housing on it, but for the LS it's pretty much flat. I was able to stick a feeler gauge in there and it was 1/4 of a millimeter, so it's pretty much flat, which means that I have to make an adapter plate that's 24.25 millimeters thick, roughly. I could probably have a little bit of wiggle room there, about 1 millimeter. The most important thing to keep in consideration is the with the flywheel, the pilot bearing needs to be in the right position, the right distance forward and backwards on the in relation to the input shaft. There's a little bit of wiggle room there, but not much. And then the starter also relies on it being in the right position, or else it's not going to engage. So if I make it 24.25 millimeters thick, I'm going to have to figure out how to mount a Subaru flywheel. So here's a Subaru flywheel that's in terrible shape. It's very hot spotted. Let me know if anybody watches this if you think that can even be resurfaced. If not, I have the factory one, but the factory one looks like it's made of a bunch of different pieces. See if you can see it. I don't really want to pick it up. Yeah, there it is. I have my phone taped to a jack right now. So I'd like to use this one because this one's all one piece, and it's like an aftermarket lightweight one. I don't know how the LS deals with it. I'm sure it'll be fine. So there's 8 bolts in this, and they're at a different spacing, and there's 6 bolts in the LS. So pretty much I'm just gonna have to take it to a machine shop and ask them if they can do that, unless you can come up with a better idea. I don't want to build like an adapter, mainly because that's just going to add extra thickness to this adapter plate when space is an issue. That isn't really what I want to do. I don't know if getting a custom flywheel made is possible or cost effective, or if it would just be better to get this one modified. It obviously had to be resurfaced. I don't know if they'd want to put it on a lathe and like bore it all out and then put in a new piece that matches the LS and then weld it in, or if they want to weld up the holes and then bore out the center to be this size, but then you gotta keep in mind that the pilot bearing still has to sit in here. I don't know. There's a lot to consider. I've got one half of the adapter plate figured out. I'm going to have to figure out the EJ one maybe this week. That'd be ideal. This took like way too long to do. I don't really have the proper stuff. I was just using a ruler and a pencil, but you can make it fit with a ruler and a pencil, so that's pretty cool. If I get some better measuring tools, maybe I can even make the whole adapter plate myself, who knows. But thanks for watching episode 3. Hopefully episode 4 is soon to come. Thanks.